let's try this. All right, so this is my third attempt to make a little instructional video for you all. So I'm going to go over 7.7 because that was the last section that we worked on. And I did not post the notes to Canvas. Thank you, Gladys, for catching that. So let's do it again. So if you recall, 7.7 is focusing on writing an equation in this form when you are given 2 points. So first of all, let's remember this equation. It's been a little while. This is our y-intercept, and that means that it's always the point 0a on the graph, because x has to be 0 at that y-intercept. It's our starting value. And then b is our growth factor. And it also, if you think about if x is 1, then this is just going to be b. So it also gives us this point at 1a times b. Okay, and on a table, we have 0, 1, 2, 3, and this is a, and then we're going to multiply by b each time. Times b. Okay, so that's kind of how those are seen in a table, and we're going to be using a table to help us make sense of this. So our first example is we have the point 0, 1 and the point 2, 4, and we are told that it's an exponential function, so we don't have to guess or figure that out. We're given that information, and now we have to write our equation. So I'm going to start by kind of organizing this information in a table. 1, we don't know. 2, 4. Okay, so I already know that my a value is 1. I don't know my b yet, and x is x. But I can think about, what do I need to multiply by 2 times, right? 1, 2 to get over to 4. So times b, or we could think about it as y equals 1 times b squared. Sorry. If we substitute in 2 and 4, then 4 equals 1 times b squared. So some of you are going to work better with the pattern, and some of you are going to work better with the equation, and either way is going to get you there. Okay, so here if I'm thinking about what do I multiply by 2 times to get from 1 to 4, the answer would be 2. Or here, if I think about this, 4 equals b squared, square root each side, and I get 2 equals b. Okay. And normally this would be plus or minus if we were solving, but in this case it's just going to be a positive. We're not dealing with negative growth factors at this point. All right. Example 2. I gotta say, it's very strange not being able to pause and ask if you have questions, but hopefully if you have questions we can talk about it later through Zoom or something. 19. Okay, so here's our next one. So this time I don't have my y-intercept. I forgot to write x and y here. Sorry about that, guys. I don't have my y-intercept, but I'm still going to kind of organize. That one's missing, but I have 1, 6, and 2, 18. So using the table method, if I think about what do I have to multiply 6 by to get 18? Well, then that is times 3. So that means going this direction, it would also be times 3. So what times 3 is 6? Well, this has to be 2. So y equals 2 times 3 to the x is our equation. Okay. Let's see. The other way, what's another way you could do that? I think we'll leave it like that. I don't think we need to get crazy. Example 3. Let's go with this one. We have 0, 1/2, and we have 2 9/2. Okay. So again, I'm going to make my table x, y, 0, 1/2, 1, we don't know, 2 is 9/2. All right, so what do I need to multiply by 2 times? Notice the half is staying the same, so I don't even have to worry about that. It's just the top is being multiplied by something. So what multiplied twice gets me to 9? Or with the equation way, we could say 9/2 equals 1/2 times b squared. And then if I just multiply this whole thing by 2, then I have 9 equals b squared. And I can see that the answer is 3. Oops, that should be b. Okay. Some of you could probably see that it was 3 from the table, but some of you probably got thrown a little by the fractions, and that's okay. That's why we have 2 methods to deal with this, okay? So y equals a is 1/2 times b is 3 to the x. All right, next we're gonna go with this example. 2, 2, and 3, 1. All right. This one's a little different, a little harder, but that's okay. We've got this. So 0, 1, 2, 3. We don't know, we don't know. 2, 1. Okay, so again, I'm going to start, because these are right next to each other, by thinking about my growth. What do I have to multiply 2 by to get 1/2? Well, 2 times 1/2. I'm sorry, I said the answer. What do I have to multiply 2 by to get 1? The answer is 1/2. I'm multiplying by 1/2. See, some things never change, even on video. All right. So then going backwards, if I'm multiplying by 1/2 this way, then I'm multiplying by 2 the other direction to undo it. So this would be 4, and this would be 8. So y equals 8 times 1/2 to the x. Okay. Another way you could do this, once you notice the growth, you could do the y equals a times 1/2 to the x, and then substitute in either point. So 2 equals a times 1/2 squared. So then this would be 2 equals a times 1/4. Multiply everything by 4, so 8 equals a. So you could get it that way also. All right, and then example 5 is our last example. And this is 245 and 405. Okay, so again, we're going to make our table. 0 we don't know, 1 we don't know, 2 we know is 45, 3 we don't know, but 4 we know is 405. Oops, 405. Okay. I'm currently sitting right next to the hay storage for the bunnies because this has the best light in the house. So if you hear me coughing, it's not coronavirus. I'm just having a little allergies. Nothing to worry about. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to start by finding my A value, and I'm noticing that in 2 moves over, I'm getting from 45 to 405. So if I divide, so this is times B and times B, so 45 times B squared, just twice, equals 405. So if I divide by 45, I get B squared equals 9. Don't be amazed, I only know that because I made this pattern. So B equals 3. Okay, right? And so then I can go backwards, or I can use the equation. So I know that y equals a times 3 to the x now. So if I divide by 3, here I get 15, and divide by 3 again, I get 5. So I can use my table to find it, or I can go 45 equals a times 3 squared. So 45 equals a times 9. So divide by 9, and 5 equals a. Either way, y equals 5 times 3 to the x. All right, I hope this was helpful, and give me feedback on the video because I'm trying this out. This is new to me, so is it too fast, too slow, loud enough, not loud enough, whatever. All right, I miss you guys, and I will see you all soon.